So today I'm going to be sharing with you my number one trick for getting YouTube views. Uploading YouTube videos. Fucking duh. But that's the one thing I haven't been doing. So you'll have to excuse the lack of editing because I still have no editing software. My computer's like everything's a mess. Everything's a mess. Don't mind that. But what I just did is I went through the last year of my channel and I kind of mapped it out. So I wanted to figure out every time I stopped uploading, why? Why did I stop uploading? What was my reasoning? So like from December 21st of 2021, no, of 2020, December 21st of 2020 to March 20th of 2021 was fantastic. I was uploading every single day. There was a while where I was uploading twice a day for like 2 weeks. It was amazing. Pretty decent-ish content and consistent as hell. And yeah, everything was going great. Then I started a second job, and that's where everything derailed. Now that I've taken the time to step back and look at the whole year, look at my YouTube studio, and force myself to be honest with myself. What did I actually do last year? How did it actually go? I started my second job and I had no time for anything, and also additional things were coming in where it's like I really should dedicate some time to this thing. And so that's when I chose to step back from YouTube and go from every day to every other day after only 3 months. And basically spent the rest of the year, the 9 months after that, just struggling to do every day, even though I chose to do every other day. And pretty much my reasoning was that I wanted better content. Every single time I have quit, that's what it boils down to, basically. So from March 20th to March 31st, so 11 days, I stopped uploading because I wanted better content. Then the first half of April, I was doing every other day, and that worked okay-ish. The second half of April, I went on a vacation, and I did not take the time to prep videos. And I absolutely could have, and I absolutely should have. And I just plain regret that. And then the first half, let me see. There was 5 days at the beginning of May where I was kind of coming back to uploading videos, but I was just out of the habit of it, basically, because of that vacation. Like, I came back from that and I tried to get back into the habit, and it just wasn't sticking. The middle of May, I had 13 days off. It was kind of the same thing, really. Like, I just wasn't back in that habit. Then, towards the end of May, I went from 60 hours a week from 2 jobs to 72 hours a week with 2 jobs. And basically had a little video announcing that, a couple more videos, and then fell back off. So I had like May 26th through the 31st, 6 days without an upload. Then I came back a little bit. And then June 2nd to June 9th, 7 days with no video. And then I came back a little bit. It's just, I had lost the habit. I derailed myself at the end of March. And just never stuck with it since that start of April, where it started off okay, and then towards the second half of April, everything just kind of fell apart. And then, yeah, I just didn't stick with it. I didn't have the discipline that I had for my first 3 months. Then, June 10th through August 22nd, I actually kept up with this. I uploaded every single day while working 72 hours a week and having been off work for a week for a concussion where I couldn't work on videos. I'm not allowed to be on screens and all that stuff after a concussion. And I still uploaded. Well, actually, I'll admit, I was on screens. I wasn't supposed to. I actually really should have not done that. I actually regret that because like my brain, I can tell, is not fully back to normal. As far as long-term healing is concerned, which is a little bit annoying and concerning. But yeah, I actually kept up with every single day, which was insane. But the only way I was able to do that is to ignore that I wanted better content and just crank out content. But I did it. And that's like, the channel obviously did infinitely better as a result of that. Uploading anything at all is better than uploading nothing. Honestly, it's like I know it as a perfectionist. Like it's so hard to do that, but it works, and so hard to believe that. Right, I said that backwards. It's so hard to do that, but I did. And it's so hard to believe that that's the thing that's going to work, but it does. But the only way I was able to do that basically was batch recordings. So like, I would come up with a ton of ideas, I would think about it for like a week or so, and then I would sit down and I would record like 8 videos. And then I would spend like the next 8 days thinking about videos, and then I would sit down and record like 12 videos. And then I would spend the next 12 days thinking about videos. Now, it was very on and off. I would like batch a ton of videos on my days off, the very rare days that I would have off from both jobs. And I kept up with it for about, over 2 months, which was amazing. And then then August 23rd to September 1st, I took 9 days off because I was just exhausted. I was tired. And then I came back a little bit, and then September 6th to the 11th, I had 6 days off, came back a little bit. September 13th to the 19th, I had 6 days off, came back a little bit. So again, it was just on and off. Just couldn't stick with it because before, like in when was that? In early April, I couldn't stick with it because of a lack of discipline and a lack of vision of like, what exactly am I trying to do here? Am I doing daily? Am I doing every other day? I just couldn't make up my mind. At the end of August into the end of September, so yeah, pretty much September, I couldn't stick with it because of exhaustion. Then, September 20th through October 6th, I had just one batch of videos that lasted me that whole duration. And then this is where things really derailed. October 7th until November 13th, 37 days. I went 37 days without uploading videos because I went on a vacation again, and when I came back, I just didn't get back into the routine. October was incredibly hectic. And honestly, I'm like trying to remember why, because as I'm thinking back on it, like there's really not much going on relative to November and December. I think I just had a lot that I wanted to do in October, and I just didn't do any of it, and so it felt very stressful, even though not much was actually happening. In fact, that's exactly the problem. 37 days without a video. Nothing was happening. Then I came back a little bit from the November 13th through the 15th. And then from the 15th to the 29th of November, I had 11 days off. And pretty much my reasoning there was I was just perfectionizing. Again, it's like every video has to be perfect. And then around Thanksgiving was also when I started this like intense cleaning of my apartment. I know it's cluttered right now, but all these things are repaired and cleaned, and you can't see that they're stacked on top of like storage bins. They're not just a pile on the floor. So like, it's just an overflowing bin, and I just need to like sift them into other bins to where they're all closable. And then on the other side of that door That's still a mess. I'm getting there. I'm so close. I'm like 98% to finished with this project, which I'm not going to even go into that right now. Well, yeah, I could go into that. So that's basically what's taken up all of my time since Thanksgiving. It's been about a 3-month process where, sorry, bumped that. It's been about a 3-month process of doing inventory. So the same way that any business does inventory, I am doing inventory. I've built this spreadsheet list of everything I own, and I'm like 98%, 99% finished with the spreadsheet list. Like all these things are on the list, but I'm also repairing and cleaning every single thing that I own as I'm going. So like I emptied this room completely. Cleaned the... Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I'm also doing like a thorough clean of my apartment as I go too. Because, to be honest, this whole apartment complex just... I have multiple coworkers that have like moved into the same type of complex, or this same complex, and they're basically... It seems like they have a reputation for not cleaning things up very well before you move in. Like my carpet still smelled like dog. After a whole year from the previous renter's dog. There was money under the heat registers, there was receipts, there was dog food under the heat register. It's nasty. So I'm repairing and cleaning everything I own and cleaning the apartment, like thorough cleaning, because I plan on, I'm staying here for at least 2 more years. And I just don't want to live in a mess. Like, you can't even see it, but there's these like wire grate mesh, not mesh, well, wire shelving. I took all those off the wall. Probably wasn't supposed to, but I scrubbed them up because they were covered in grime. Scrubbing the floors, getting behind the fridge, get everything thorough clean. And it's so nice, and it's going to be so nice when it's done, because I am so sick of it. I want this process to be done. But basically, when I first moved in here, my goal was to like move in. I wanted to unpack everything from the storage bins and like really move in and make this my home, because my last several years prior to here, I was kind of living out of these storage bin containers. I was keeping everything packed up all the time. I was always ready to move at a moment's notice because my living situation just was not stable and I didn't know where I was going to be living. And so I wanted to like really settle in and experience what having an apartment can be like. And basically everything became a disaster. It was a mess. Everything was everywhere all the time. I would like pull things out of bins and start working on them and then not finish and then go do something else and not finish, and just everything was awful. So I'm doing the complete opposite now. Just the things that I actually use on a daily basis. So clothing, dishes, my computer, stuff like that is going to be in that room once I finish cleaning that room. And everything else will be in here, in the storage bins, out of sight, out of mind, tucking away all the distractions. Everything I actually use, toothpaste, body wash, whatever, all that will be, in the bathroom. And, well, not, you know what I mean. So that's pretty much what's taken up all of my time since Thanksgiving. And so that's why I didn't accomplish... Actually, no, that's not why I didn't accomplish what I wanted in October. I don't know what my excuse was then. I think it was still just exhaustion, really. And then November, things started getting crazy at work, and I'm doing my inventory project here. December, same thing, holiday season. Things are crazy at work. I'm still doing my inventory project here. And then January of 2022 was the same sort of thing. And it's like the second half of January and the first half of February of 2022. It's like I'm just want this project done. And I mentioned this in a different video that I recorded enough and I forgot to upload. Maybe I'll remember to upload that one. I don't know. No, I'll just say it now. I lost my train of thought. Oh my god. No, come back. What was I talking about? Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Gosh dang it! Alright, well, let's just keep rambling and hope it comes back. Right, there it is. Okay, so it's that I have these long-term projects, like this one, that's taking me about 3 months. And it infuriates me when I allow things like that to interrupt longer-term projects. So, like, keeping a proper sleep schedule, exercising, brushing my teeth, just proper hygiene in general, showering every day, brushing my teeth, mouthwash, flossing, working on videos. These are all things that I plan on doing the rest of my life. Proper sleep schedule, eating healthy, working out, proper hygiene, making videos. But then I get these longer term projects like inventory, or like the documentary on my grandma, or organizing all my photos. I did a similar thing in 2018. So where I started uploading videos in 2018, and then I stopped because I was organizing all my digital files. And I worked on that for like 3 months, and I got it real good. And I've kept it real good since then, mostly. And then that took me like the end of 2018 into 2019, and then 2019, around like February or March, I started uploading again. And it's like I'm doing the same thing now, but with all my physical things. I almost said physical files. With all my physical things. I am taking these couple of months to get organized, to get clean, to get repaired, whatever the problem may be. Get it real good. And then when I'm done, I go back to uploading videos. But it's like I don't want to allow these longer term projects to interrupt lifelong projects. Even though there's this trade-off. Like, yes, I can allow this project to interrupt all those longer term things in order to get this project done quicker. But I just don't think it's worth it to sacrifice the bigger goals. This is a big goal, but I have to remember that hygiene, health, videos, things like this are bigger than this massive goal. It's like I have to remind myself that those things are bigger and more important, and to stick with them. And I think it's really all about mindset and keeping things in perspective and keeping things in mind. And not allowing myself to forget my own priorities. To get distracted by like the shiny object syndrome. So I'm so close to being done with inventory. I can't wait. And then when I finish that, I can fix my computer because I still have no editing software. I don't know what's wrong with it. It just doesn't work. My editing software, everything else works fine. Just my editing software, just plain doesn't work. It just won't launch. And I tried searching for error codes, error messages, whatever. I can't. I don't know. Growing up, everyone thought of me as the tech guy, but honestly, I don't really take the time to figure out how to solve problems. When things go wrong like this, I'm just like, screw it. Offload all my files onto an external hard drive, have my backups, and then just like wipe the computer clean. Fresh start, fresh install of the operating system. It's like I'm not going to fix the problem. I'm just going to eliminate it entirely and start it over. So that's what I'm going to do, which I try to do like at least once a year anyway, just because, it keeps things nice and fresh. And you just don't have to worry about long-term problems cropping up. Anyways, so thank you so much for listening to my ramble. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you've made it this far in the video at all. Because if you have, I greatly appreciate you. And I'm so sorry for this noise. Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this. And take care.